What is up, my fellow predatory loan victims, and welcome back to another episode of Half Baked, the official baked goods mini podcast. I'm going to get right into the important information. So, as you know, last week Jackbox made a few announcements on their Facebook page saying that they would be announcing the third game in Party Pack 7 yesterday on June 23rd. And before that actually happened, they had two more Facebook posts where they posted these two characters, one in a chicken costume thing and one with a Christmas tree on their head. And that led to even more confusion about what the game could possibly be. So, they announced it yesterday. And it's called Champed Up. Champed Up. They made a post on Facebook, and then they had a link to an article on their blog, which is what I'm going to be reading to you from in a second, where they have all this information. There will be a link in the description, as well as a link to a video that was in that article. It's only 30 seconds. It doesn't really have any information that you couldn't get from reading the article, but it does have Cookie Masterson, host of You Don't Know Jack and Fibbage 3, in it. So hopefully he's the narrator for this game because he's an awesome narrator. And it showed us a bunch more kooky characters like these. I guess these are the array of avatars you can be as a player, I'm assuming. I'm not quite sure. The ones that really speak to me on a personal level are the giraffe and the worm, but I think all of these are very evocative and very colorful, which I'm excited for. That's exactly what this game is going to be. So, anyway, the article. What does it say? Well, it starts off with, if you have keen observational skills, you may have noticed that there was no drawing game in the Jackbox Party Pack 6. Well, we're excited to announce that we're returning to this genre with a brand new game that will punch you in the face, in a good way, of course. Today we're introducing Champed Up, the third game in Party Pack 7. Champed Up is a 3 to 8 player game. It's also a drawing game where you create absurd characters that face off in unusual contests. That last sentence right there could be a poor way to describe TKO. So what does this game have to offer? Well, if we keep reading, it says, each round of battle begins with players drawing and naming two types of characters, a favorite and an underdog. When you create a favorite, you know what unusual title you're trying to win, like Champion of Cowards. The only information you get when creating an underdog, however, is which character they'll be matched up against, so you must analyze your opponent and create what you hope is a worthy challenger. When the action starts, favorites will be pitted against underdogs and mayhem/major upsets will ensue. So what does this mean? In my head, how this game goes is at the beginning of the game, everyone will draw a favorite, and then they'll title it. And then there'll be like another round of drawing, like in TKO, where you see what someone else titled their favorite, and then you make an underdog about it. That's how I would structure this game. I don't think having two people draw a champion and an underdog for the same title at the same time would work. And I just think that would flow more logistically. But that's all speculation. Take my word with a very large grain of salt. Continue reading from the article. It says, the fighting culminates with a tag team round in which players can tag out new characters with previous ones. Is it wiser to keep the same character or go to your bench full of misfits? It all depends on the contest. If you want to become the GOAT, you've got to win the vote. Oh boy. That's a spicy tagline for Patently Stupid. We'll body slam you with more info about Champed Up soon. That's a cop-out. As well as updates on The Devils and the Details, Quiplash 3, and the other two games in Party Pack 7. Want to stay in the loop? Follow us on. Yeah, okay. So basically, they gave us the bare minimum to keep us engaged. And for someone that spent the majority of Tuesday refreshing the Jackbox Games Facebook page, I don't want to say I feel underwhelmed. I have a craving for information, and I guess I got what I wanted, but now I want more. So, this seems like a spiritual successor to TKO almost. where you're just drawing a bunch of weird shit. I do like the fact that when you're creating an underdog, you don't know exactly what you're trying to accomplish. You're going off what someone else has already drawn. I guess you don't see the drawing, but you see their title. I think that's very cool. I think the brief tag team final round seems, or I guess the brief description of what they gave of the final round seems very interesting. And all in all, this just seems like a really creative game. Uh, I'm not sure how heavily punished you will be for being bad at drawing in this game. I just think that'll make it more fun to play. As someone that is a fan of drawing games but plays with people who are not, I'm excited for this game. I think Cookie will be a great host, and I think the overall aesthetic of this game, with like the fire and the really weird characters, is awesome. This is, as I mentioned in my joke boat video, I want more weird games. I want more games that feel different, and this is taking a step in the right direction. This definitely seems weird, and so far, if we take a look at Party Pack 7, there's Quiplash 3, Devils and the Details, and Champed Up. And both Devils and the Details and Champed Up seem like really weird games. They seem like really fun games. As opposed to the genres of the last two games, Quiplash is a haha be funny game. Champed Up is a drawing game. And Devils and the Details, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be structured, because just like this game, when they announced it, they didn't really mention anything technical about it. They just gave us an overview of the theme and generally what the gameplay will be like in a very broad sense. But that kind of seems like a socially involved game. So, social game, drawing game, funny game. That might mean there'll be a trivia game, although there is currently a plethora of trivia games, and I am lumping Fibbage in as a trivia game. Like Fibbage, Trivia Murder Party, and You Don't Know Jack all kind of scratch the same itch. So they might branch off and do something different with one of the next games, or they just might miss trivia entirely. They probably will not add another drawing game to a party pack. That just seems to alienate a large portion of the player base that doesn't like drawing, like my vegan friends. Oh, is that a coincidence that people that don't eat meat are bad at drawing? All right, I have to look into that in a different podcast episode. But basically, they could basically do anything else with the other two game slots. Probably one of the games is not going to be that great because there's always one of those in every Jackbox pack. In every Jackbox party pack, except maybe 3 Espionage is like a fringe bad game. And from the looks of it, this and Devils and the Details do not look like bad games. But of course, this is way too early to tell. There's a lot of speculation, and I'm just excited, and I am craving information. I guess there's still like 4 months before Party Pack 7 is set to be released. It's probably going to come out like mid-October because that's when they all come out. And if I'm looking at a calendar really quickly, I want to tentatively say October 16th. Seems like when it comes out on a Friday in mid-October. October 16th seems like a fitting release date for the pattern they've set, the standard they've established, and I'm just excited. And I want it to be October already. All right, thank you for watching. This has just been me talking out of my ass. Links are in the description. As always, have a great rest of your week. Peace out.